This is the Li Potato. It's a Raspberry Pi alternative that you can buy from Libre computers. I will leave a link in the description. This video is not sponsored, but I did get a question from a viewer asking me for help to figuring out how we can control the GPIO on the Li Potato using Python. I do have a Li Potato here that is already has a Raspbian image, and I'm going to remote desktop into it. The remote desktop process is not going to be part of this video, maybe for another video, but it's very similar to the Raspberry Pi, and I already have a video about that. Let me show you here. Obviously, I will leave these links and these articles in the description, but let me show you here where I'm getting these information from and where this code that I'm going to show you is coming from. There is this article that says how to control GPIO via C or Python 3. We are going to use Python in today's video. This article explains how this works, and it talks about the Libre computer wiring tool, which you need to install, the library, how you get the pin information. It gives some sample code and some examples. There is a very lengthy discussion here, but I'm going to summarize it for you in this video. This is here the Libre computer wiring tool. So Libre computer wiring tool. And this is how you can install the library and update the system. This is the command line that you need. There are some other helpful command line here to get information about the headers, the pins, everything else you might need for the development depending on what you're working on, but I will keep it simple and we will only blink an LED in this video. The last piece I want to show you here before we go to the Li Potato itself is this Excel sheet. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit for you so you can see better. This is row 1 and row 2. This is the Li Potato, and it has a lot of information here about those pins. The pin we are using in this video as an example here for demo purposes is pin 8. So this is pin 8 that I'm going to be using. You can see here the sysfs number for it is 492 and the Linux is 91. So this is the pin that we are going to be using. This Excel sheet is really helpful. Now I'm going to remote desktop into my Li Potato and run some code and couple commands to show you how all this works. Now I've remote desktop into my Li Potato. Let's take a look at some of these commands and show you how this works. By the way, you don't have to remote into it. You can SSH or you can just plug in a monitor and a keyboard. If you want to learn how to remote desktop into it, just look up my Raspberry Pi video on how to use XRDP. Let's go ahead and go over these commands first. So I have a terminal window open here and I have an IDE. The terminal, you can open it from here, the top corner. Let me show you how I got this IDE from here, from a program, the Thony Python IDE. This is the IDE I'm using. So now let's go over some of these commands. This is just to update your system. So hopefully if your system already updated, then there's nothing really needed here, but you can still run that. Then you need to install the Libre computer Python 3 GPIO library. And this is the wiring tool library as well, the overlay. So after installing these, if nothing is working or if you're having troubles, you might need to remove this here, the Python 3 uninstall gpiod. So only if it's not working, if you're having troubles, you probably have that and you can remove it. So this is only needed sometimes. You might not even have this installed. So if you type in this command, it might just tell you that, hey, it's not even installed. And in this case, there's nothing to do there. So this is only if needed. Now, after you've done everything, maybe reboot your Li Potato, log in again, and type in this command to get information about the pin you have the LED plugged into. Again, in my case, I'm using pin 8, but you don't have to use pin 8 just in case you are using a different pin. Let's type this command and see what we get. So lgpio info and then the pin number, which I have pin 8 in this case. You can see here I get information about that pin. For example, the chip number 1 the line 91, the sys fs number 492. There are some more information here. And as you can see, we're going to need some of this in our code. This seems to be working so far. That's the information about the pin. That's a good sign. This is another command that is needed. So I'm going to copy that. By the way, you can copy and paste even if you are using remote desktop. You can literally copy those from the articles that I showed you earlier. I just came up with this. It's all on the article that I showed you earlier. So I'm just summarizing the most important pieces and trying to simplify it for you. But the article will be linked in the description if you want to go over everything. You can easily right click, copy, and paste into here. That should work. This command will give you the information about the library. For example, the source, the language here, the version of the library. So this is just information, making sure you might not get exactly the same version that I have here, depending on when you're doing this, depending on your image. There are a couple other factors, but it should still work for you. So you can see here, Python 3, for example. So you probably want to read over this. But again, don't worry too much if you don't have the exact same version as mine. Now we've done that. I want to show you this command here where you can control the pins from the terminal. So you can do sudo lgpio and then set the pin number. So pin 8 equal to 1. That will turn that LED on because on is 1. And then if I want to turn it off, I can do 0 and that will turn it off. So this is how you can access the GPIO from the terminal. Everything seems to be working here. Now let's run our program. I have this simple code here that I took. Again, once again, all this is available on their article. It's a very long article. I tried to summarize it for you and just give the important pieces. Now, I encourage you to go to their website and read more and learn more. There are so many helpful commands on those articles that they have, which again, I will link in the description. But I summarized it here and I made a very simple code just to blink the LED 5 times. So here we're importing the library, the time library. Here we're providing the chip number. Again, we got the chip number from here when we got the information about the pin. So chip number 1. This is the line number or the pin number, the 91. So it's right here. And then I stole this line, which is from their test code that they provided. I just copied it from the article. It is setting the pin to be out. It's setting the type as a gpiod, and then passing this consumer argument, which I don't really know what it does. But again, I just copied this from their test code from that article. That's where I got this line from. And then this is very simple loop function. There's really nothing special about it. Loop 5 times and uh, turn the pin on, then wait a 1.5 second, turn it off another 0.5 second, loop 5 times. So now I'm going to run this program and you can see that my LED is blinking 5 times and then it stops. So this is about it, and this is the simplest I can make it. If you want to go further than this, let me know. Maybe we can make a follow-up video or maybe do a live stream about it and talk a little bit more. So let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to do a follow-up. If you have any questions, if you need to know how to remote desktop, if you have any problems, I will do my best to help. Uh, I believe this here, you can take screenshot of the code if you're interested. I will try to also leave it in the description. Trying to wrap up the video here. I do not want it to get too long. But yeah, this is as simple as I make it. I can make it. If you like what you see, consider like and subscribe. And thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.